a lot of the big goals that I set and the things that I do that seem kind of out there and kind of extreme are things that they're goals that I've set for myself because I know I have to put in the work to be able to do it.
You are listening to the Go Earn Your Salt podcast, brought to you by Salt Electrolytes. On this podcast, your host Riley Rogers, that's me, explores the stories of people who get after it, get things done, and earn their salt. You will hear from high achievers who discuss what makes them tick, how they got to where they are today, and where they are headed tomorrow. Perhaps this podcast will help you go earn your salt. Okay, today I've got Arlo Gagestein on. Arlo and I have known each other for a long time. We're not exactly close friends, but friend of a friend, and he beat me up once, so there's that. We've got that thing in common. So we're going to talk today about some of the just wild stuff Arlo and his buddies do that well, you're about to find out, but I think Arlo lifts everything he comes in contact with, or at least attempts to, and has a heavy fitness emphasis in his life. And so, Arlo, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you, Riley.
Yeah.
I hear I probably can't beat you up anymore.
Oh, I doubt that.
I
listen,
don't know.
Listen, we've both been doing Jiu Jitsu a while now. You still longer than me. And my original memory was, I think you were a purple belt already by the time I started.
Okay.
And,
okay. Right.
So you beat me up like a small child and tied me in a knot. And, you know, you were more gentle than Trevor was, but
Trevor's not a gentle man.
Oh, we love Trevor, man. He's a good dude.
We do, absolutely.
So Trevor was on a previous episode. Did you know that?
Oh, no. I'll have to look it up.
Actually, we recorded previous to you, but yours will come out first because you have an event coming up. We want to get yours out first. But
Okay, great. Good.
But yeah, anyway, so when I say Arlo beat me up, that's kind of the backstory is we got on the mats together and I got introduced to Arlo as a purple belt, who's also a pretty well, he's an athlete, and I'm less than an athlete, so or less of an athlete, and so yeah, I got tuned up in every way. But yeah, I want to talk to you today. Jiu-Jitsu is going to come up in here, and I do want to talk about it because you've got kind of a special take on that. But talk about who you are, where you grew up, what life looked like as a kid.
Okay, yeah. So growing up, I grew up in Ogden, Utah. My dad was a civilian worker with the Air Force. So he was based out of Hill Air Force Base, but he moved around a lot. We'd spend like a few months here at this Air Force Base, a few months over here. And so I moved all over the place when I was really young, and I don't remember any of it. So I was born in Kansas, and 3 days later we moved. So, but I've been in Utah. Utah's been home for my whole life. So I grew up very family-oriented, very church-oriented. Church was every Sunday, and every Sunday evening we'd go back, and Wednesdays we'd go to church, and it was great. It was a great way to grow up. Very, very family-oriented, like I mentioned. Did everything together, and grew up without a TV as well. We didn't have a TV in the house until after high school, and I think that we were always outside exploring and doing stuff outside. And I think that's probably a lot of where I got my start of just adventure and trying to just exploring different options and going different places and trying different things. And it was really a blessing for me to grow up that way. I have 4 siblings. I was one of 5. I was the middle child. So I have an older brother, and I got away with a lot because he was a handful. And so by the time it came to me, they're like, oh, Arlo's fine. He's great. So older brother, older sister, and 2 younger sisters. And man, it was great. It was just a fabulous upbringing. And yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to know?
No, that's great stuff, man. It's always nice to know kind of where people come from, right? Because everybody's got that different walk of life as they're growing. So,
right.
Yeah. So born and raised in Utah, and then what do you do for a career?
So I am a strength and conditioning coach, and I also do sports massage therapy. So I do both of those, and then I do some jiu-jitsu instruction as well. I'm contracted by the local police department to teach jiu-jitsu to the police officers. So
Oh, I don't know if I knew
that's
that.
what I do, those three things. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I love it.
No, that's great, man. So I think law enforcement, man, if you can get those guys into jujitsu,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
takes a lot of edge off them, right? And so they're
Right,
more
right. Yep.
more confident. They know they can control a bad guy, and unless
Yeah.
things get really bad, that gun gets to stay in its holster because they know they can
Right,
handle it with
right.
their hands.
For sure.
Yeah, we have a program like that at our school. It's great, and I love.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I
good.
get to go be a beat up dummy once in a while for that.
Oh,
So
that's fun too.
yeah, gotten to be in handcuffs a few times. So
Yep, yep.
yeah, man. So what originally got you into the fitness coaching path?
Yeah, so originally I wanted to be a veterinarian for as long as I can remember. Grew up as a kid loving animals, always wanted to help animals, and that was the goal until I got to college and I started to go that direction. And I started job shadowing different veterinarians. And after a couple surgeries, I'm like, this is absolutely not what I want to do, and I can't see myself doing it. And I was kind of lost from there. So, I'm like, now what? So, I was playing volleyball, men's club volleyball at Weber State University. That's where I went to college, and spending a lot of time in the gym, and just became fascinated with how the body works and how to improve performance, and just the whole exercise physiology and sports performance side just captivated me, and that's really kind of what set me on the path towards fitness. So,
So you do jujitsu, you learn how to break people, and then you also know how to put them back together.
yes, it's a great business model.
I'm starting to pick up the theme, right? I'm going to create some
Yeah.
more customers today. That's pretty cool, man. So a volleyball player in college, you kind of
Yes,
you
yep.
have that physique of could be a nasty volleyball player.
Yeah, it is kind of funny when it comes to volleyball. People are like, "Oh, I can see that. You're really tall." And I'm like, as a volleyball player, I am short.
You're
Like I'm about 6'3", but you
yeah,
look at collegiate volleyball players and that's not very tall.
you're at the bottom of that one, huh?
So yeah.
Oh, that's
But
great.
it was a
How
lot of
long
fun.
how long did
Man, I
that
love
volleyball
volleyball.
career go?
So I played 3 years at Weber State, and then I got into sand volleyball and played quite a few years. Overall, I played probably 15 years
Shoot.
of volleyball. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So you got your
And then
black belt in
jiu-jitsu kind of
volleyball.
took over. So yeah, right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
When did you start training jiu-jitsu?
So I started in 2007.
So that's been a while, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say you don't think I could beat you up, or that you could beat me up now. I think you'd still smoke me. We should do it
I
one of
don't
these
know.
days. But
We should absolutely.
You, yeah,
Trevor tells me all the hours that you've put in, though. It's amazing, incredible.
it was for a long time. This year has not been that way. This year's been rough. Got pneumonia earlier in the year.
Oh
and
no.
Then when I thought I had it whipped, it came back with a vengeance in both lungs, and it's
Oh shoot.
literally it was about 7 months of recovery time from that. It was a
Wow.
rough deal. So I grappled here and there
Yeah.
in that, but it's
Okay.
been pathetic. It's been a rough one,
Yeah, right.
but let's go back to this fitness journey. So
Okay.
you don't just do the normal, you do some normal weights also, but you tend to get into these.
Right.
I got to give the audience kind of a little backstory. The first time I really clued into the stuff you guys do, you and some friends would take these big jiu-jitsu mats and hike up to the top of a mountain, fight up there all weekend, and then carry all your crap back down. But it wasn't enough that you had to take turns carrying these mats. It was like if somebody wasn't carrying a mat, they had to carry something else that was heavy.
Right. So that was a lot of fun. So one of the things we did, I like strongman style training as well. And so everything we do is heavy, right? But we kept score on a lot of different things for that. We called it summit and submit, where we'd hike up in the mountains with mats. We went up near Kings Peak. So Kings Peak is 13,000 feet, and we were at the bottom of the pass, which is at about 11,000 something. But what we did everybody, we were spending the night, so we had backpacks anyway, and we were carrying mats anyway. And then I had in the back of my truck, I had a bunch of weight plates, and you couldn't see, like, you got to go and pick weight plates out if you wanted to carry extra weight. But you didn't know what anybody else took, so it was kind of like, should I grab more or like? Because when we got up to the top, there were more points awarded the more weight that you were carrying, and so it was like
Oh,
this unknown, like, do I grab more for more points, but then everything else is going to suck worse, or but it was pretty entertaining.
yeah. It
One
makes
kid,
me
one
happy,
guy
man.
carried up like 85 pounds. It was wild.
Plus
And it
his
was way
backpack.
more than anybody. Yeah, well, that was part of his backpack, but
Okay.
for like an 11-mile hike in.
Yeah, covering a couple thousand feet of elevation. That's impressive.
Uh, yeah.
Um, so what was that like? You get up there, you're grappling with your guys. You guys stayed the night. Did you grapple both
Yes.
days?
Just the first day. Yeah, it is really hard to breathe. Like grappling at 11,000 feet is something else.
Yeah, I bet. I was thinking, yeah, what about no showers and that kind of thing up there too? I probably would have bowed out the second day.
Right, right.
Um,
Uh,
so in addition to that, you've had a ton of other really creative type workouts that you've thrown in lots of years there. But tell me of some others.
so kind of the one that stands out probably the most is the truck pull. Every year we do a 10-mile truck pull where right now we have teams that show up and pull. So we'll put 5 people on a team and you take turns pulling a truck for 10 miles across the Bonneville Salt Flats. That started out as a solo effort. I did it for, that was 6 years ago. This will be the 6th year that we've done it. So the first time I just pulled my truck for 10 miles and then we made a team fundraiser event out of it after that. So that, I mean, pulling trucks is kind of fun. And then climbing mountains with barbells and I don't know, lots of different things. I carried a TV for 10 miles once. That was entertaining. One of the big old school tube televisions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was rough.
I would love it if you could send me some pictures of this kind of stuff, man.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
could put up
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
great. So this truck pull, I want everybody to know this isn't like you're pulling a little pickup from the 80s. This is you're pulling like a 3/4 ton Ford or something, aren't you?
So I pulled a Toyota Tundra for several years and then a Dodge Ram, a 1500 the
Okay.
last couple of years. And then
So
one
you
year, me and 3 buddies pulled a motorhome. That was ridiculous. But
tell
we
me
worked
about
together.
this.
I didn't do that myself. No.
Oh my
Yeah, so we
gosh.
had three guys on the front and one guy pushing from behind, and we went 10 miles with a motorhome. I think curb weight was like 18,000 pounds or something, but it was fully loaded, so it was a lot of work.
Oh man. Yeah, you better hope everybody's in sync on that kind of thing.
All right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because a Tundra or Ram 1500. People probably pick up through these episodes that I have another business in the automotive world, but those
Oh
trucks
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
north of 6,000 pounds for a half ton
Yeah, I
truck.
think
Like that.
the Tundra was 5,600 and the Ram's about 6,000. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So these aren't little tiny trucks. You're not making it up. This is for real. And where do you do this at, Arlo?
So the Bonneville Salt Flats. It's near Wendover. It's like 4 miles outside of Wendover. And that's where they do they set land speed records and stuff out there. That's where cars go because it's flat and it stretches for miles. We have not set any land speed records, I don't believe, with the the truck pulling, but
Well, maybe you could set the record on the other end, like the slowest speed
the
across
slowest,
there in
yeah,
the truck. I don't know,
probably, yeah. I bet we have it, the slowest speed.
probably have it. Do
Probably
you
so.
ever? So I've been out there to the Salt Flats in the spring when it's sometimes it's kind of, I wouldn't call it muddy because it's not mud, it's salt, but it's wet
Right.
and juicy out there.
Yes.
Do you guys run into that because you're doing this event in October, right?
Occasionally, yeah. So there was one year where it was completely flooded and we couldn't go out on it at all. So we just pulled on a little road next to the salt flats. And one year there was like a half inch of standing water. It rained all morning, And it was the year we pulled the motorhome actually, but it's still really solid underneath as long as you're in the right spot. So we did have that one year, and it was beautiful because you had a half inch of standing water, and just the reflection, like everything, it looked like a frozen lake, or like just a calm lake where you could see the reflection of everything, and it was awesome. It was really neat. It was wet, but
Well, how do you deal out there with that saltiness, man? Because I imagine you take a slip and dip a knee down in that and cut yourself. You're feeling
yeah,
that.
it's got really good traction actually. So
So,
your feet grip pretty well, as long as you have decent shoes on. Yep.
yeah. Well, how about sunburn? I mean, because you got reflection coming from bottom
Oh,
and
you get
top.
sunburned. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a given.
How long did that take you to do 10 miles with the truck?
So so the first year it took me 14 and a half hours to pull for 10 miles.
Yeah, you're going to get sunburned. That's an understatement.
Yeah. Yeah.
14 and a half hours.
Yep.
I'm trying to do the math on that one, miles per hour. You do have the slowest, I imagine.
I'm pretty sure.
At least the truck does. Truck has the slowest time across there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man. What are you doing that for? Because that's not just for fun, right? You have a cause
Right,
involved.
right. Yes. Yeah, so we're doing it to raise money to fight against child sex trafficking. And so we've supported various organizations over the years. This year, we're supporting the Tim Tebow Foundation and also Destiny Rescue, who works all over Southeast Asia and Latin America and some here in the States as well. And so, yeah, we encourage people we have a link. It's 10miletruckpull.com, where people can go on and pick what organization they want to support and make donations right there through the website. Yeah. So that was, I mean, that's been incredible because I've always liked doing hard things, but 2020 is really when I'm like, feel like I have this gift for doing hard things and actually enjoying suffering a little bit. Like there's got to be something good that I can make out of this, right?
Yeah.
Rather than it just being for my own personal self accomplishment or whatever. There's got to be a way to tie into something and make it a bigger cause than just for myself. And I honestly I didn't think that it would work, but people actually donated money that first year. We raised like $11,000 just for me to
Nice.
pull a truck for 10 miles. I'm like, well, this is my calling, I guess, because
What's
yeah.
what pulls at your heartstrings there? Because I happen to share that one
Yeah.
with you where the child trafficking, man, is just it's unbelievable that crap happens, but it does.
Yeah, yeah,
Talk
it
about
is.
that.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. I think the thing that really got me thinking about it, like I've always kind of been interested in. I mean, obviously it's horrible. I don't want to say I'm interested in it, right? But
Yeah.
it's interested in being involved in fighting against it. And then when I started to have kids, so I have 5 children, and it was after my first one, just seeing how vulnerable and dependent kids are on us that I really started thinking more about it and being like, man, I can't imagine anything ever happening to my child, right? And I have to do something. I don't know what it is yet. And then 2020 is when I realized, well, this is what I can do. So
Oh, that's awesome, man. Now, you mentioned you had some buddies pulling in the motorhome with you.
yes, yeah,
Is
yeah.
this year's truck pull solo, or is there friends
So
involved?
there's a couple of things. So we're still doing the 10-mile team event on Saturday, October 25th, but I'm going to pull solo for 26.2 miles, and I'll start the day before. So I'm gonna start on the 24th. And it'll probably take me 30 hours or so is kind of what I'm estimating. So both solo and team.
Dude, Arlo, you're a wild man. I love this. I love this so much, man. Do you have that on video? Do you stream it? What do you do there?
We don't stream it. We do. I'll make posts like on Facebook and Instagram and stuff along the way. But we haven't
Just
we haven't ever
updates.
streamed anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be that would be interesting. Streaming's probably not the right venue for something that takes that long,
Right, right. For sure.
engage in that. So
Yep, he's still pulling. No.
yeah, here he goes. Well, I saw something that you posted here recently. You've got I don't know if it's a company or if it's a page or what you do with the art of lift jitsu. Talk about that and where that came from.
Okay. So the original concept between the art of lift jitsu started in 2011. I was competing in an intermediate heavyweight tournament, and it was a no time limit match, and I was 20 minutes in against some Polynesian guy. And normally I'm stronger than the people I roll with, or if they try and match strength for strength, I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather roll somebody big and strong than somebody that's fast and small, right?
Yeah.
So those are the guys that make me tired. but anyway, yeah. So 20 minutes in, I felt my strength fading. Like, I'm strong and my cardio's still good. Like, I'm not worn out, but I'm not as strong as when I started 20 minutes ago. And I had multiple submissions along the way where I had his arm all the way back with a Kimura, and he muscled out of it. I had a triangle. He muscled out of that. And I'm just like, this guy's, yeah, how exactly? And I'm like, I'm getting weaker and he is not. He's still just as strong as when we started. And I ended up losing to a straight ankle lock in like 21st minute, something like that. And immediately decided I have to change the way I'm training if I don't want this to ever happen again. So that was on a Saturday. On Monday, I had a bunch of guys show up to the gym, and I'm like, okay, we're doing lift jitsu. And we rolled for 5 minutes, and then we did tire flips and pull-ups, and then you're back on the mat. And I'm like, if we can somehow, instead of resting, roll for a long duration and do like near maximal strength exercises during that, it's going to suck and it's going to be terrible, but eventually we'll override that and be able to maintain our strength throughout a really long match. And so it completely changed the way I trained for jiu-jitsu. And so we've trained and joked about lift jitsu ever since. So for like 14 years now.
Yeah,
and then
as long as I've known you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then in 2015, I wrote an article for Jiu Jitsu magazine called The Practical Art of Lift Jitsu. And then last year, I published the book Art of Lift Jitsu. So
you have a book?
I do. Yeah.
Art of Lift.
Yep. Art of Lift
pretty
Jitsu. Cool. It's on Amazon. So
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. But I'll send you one. Don't buy it on Amazon.
Oh,
it's cheaper if you get it from me.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you bet.
So this is still just you and your buddies?
Yeah. Yep.
How many of you guys are involved in that?
So there's only a couple of us left, actually. There were more, but they're
the weight's got too heavy.
Not so many anymore. I think so.
All right, you sweaty buggers. That liquid dripping off your forehead and down your back contains minerals that are critical for high performance. If you don't put those minerals back, you're not going to perform well. This is where salty electrolytes comes in. Salt contains 6 electrolyte minerals plus a touch of iodine to help you replenish after a hard workout. Salt is the only electrolyte supplement to pair every mineral with its counterpart, giving you the most robust mineral profile on the market, period. Head over to goearnyoursalt.com today to get some for yourself. Use the code GOEARNYOURSALT to get 15% off your first order. And now, my friends, go earn your salt. Back to the Art of Lift Jitsu. I saw a video here recently of you and your buddies, and a couple of those guys were rolling, and I think you were in the background lifting while they were grappling, and it seemed like you're just doing kind of this three-way round robin there.
Yes, yeah. So there's a lot of different ways to set up a lift jitsu workout based on how many people you are doing it with. Like if it's just 2 of you, you'll roll and then you'll take a break and you'll both lift and then you'll roll again. If there's 3, generally we have one guy lifting while the other 2 roll, and we'll just cycle through. So when it's not your turn to roll, then you're lifting.
So awesome, man. That is so awesome. Sounds it sounds frightening a little bit because it sounds very difficult.
It sucks at first for sure, but tell you what, you never get tired when you're just grappling after that. So
I'm like the stereotypical lazy brown belt. That's my
okay, okay.
find a comfortable position, defend myself until an opening's there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do have a brown belt question for you.
Okay.
Are, did anybody ever tell you when you got your brown belt if you're supposed to continue skipping warm-ups or if you start them again or what happens there? Nobody ever told me when I guess I just keep skipping warm-ups like a purple belt, or I don't know. I was hoping maybe you knew.
I don't have any insight on that for two reasons.
All right.
One of them is our school doesn't do warm-ups.
Oh, nice.
We just go right into it. And then
okay.
Two, it's been so long since I've been a purple belt, I've just forgotten all those purple belt shenanigans.
Oh.
So
Got it. Okay.
I think at brown belt we just make the rules now.
I think you're probably right. That's what I started doing. I'm just like, yeah, I just do what I want now. No.
You're a black belt now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. April 19th. And that, I understand you were supposed to get yours on the 19th.
27th,
Yes.
I think, was the supposed to date.
Oh,
but...
okay. Yeah, because
man.
Trevor was telling me, oh, he's getting promoted. And then I got surprised with mine, like right around that same time. So.
Yeah, no, that pneumonia really, really messed me up, man. I just couldn't test. I didn't have any grappling endurance back. And
yeah,
I was trying to do that part of the,
right.
leading up to the actual ceremonial test. That's really all our test is a ceremony. You've proven it beforehand, but
okay.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's like I was really disappointed, and I've kind of had to fight a lot of emotion there, but it was life, It's
oh man, right.
That journey's not a straight up thing, It's got its bumps and ups and downs.
Sure.
This was just a major down at a very bad time.
Yeah, right.
So, but it'll happen. We were talking about doing it in September, and
okay.
We'll see.
Oh, good. Good.
Well, talk to me about this, man. We had briefly talked off air about your career path, and I should have brought this back around at the beginning of the episode when we were talking about this, but I am curious from a business standpoint. We have a lot of business owners that listen to the podcast, and
okay.
You had an office for your physical your coaching business, but then
yes,
you recently brought that home. Talk about kind of why you did that and what happened there.
Okay. Yeah. So there were a couple of reasons. In 2020, when everything shut down for COVID, I realized like having a space is a liability. Like I still have to pay rent, whether I'm there working or not. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of got me started thinking about it. And then in 2022, somebody else bought the building that I was in. So we had new owners and rent was going to go up a lot. And it wasn't reasonable for us to stay there. And so I'm like, well, we can try it at the house, and we have a big 2-car garage that extends quite a ways back. And so we took everything out of the garage and redesigned or whatever it as a gym. And I just went to work there, and man, it has been so awesome. I absolutely love it. I definitely lost some clients that stopped coming, but I picked up some new ones, and I'm probably as busy now as I ever have been, whatever. I'm not able to do group stuff as easily anymore, but for one-on-one clients, it works great. And it's amazing. So, it's made a huge difference in my ability to be a good father as well, because now I see my kids every morning and I see them in the evening. And I used to be out of the house before anybody woke up to go train people at 5, 6, whatever. I was away from the house before anybody woke up, right? And then I'd get home later in the evening and I'm tired, and so it's been amazing. I have downtime. I can run inside and see people, and it's been probably the best thing I've ever done for my family from a work perspective. And it hasn't hurt business at all. Like overall, I think we're just as good as we as we were before. So,
Yeah,
and it's nice for me too, like just waking up and walking down to the garage rather than driving to the gym. I love it.
yeah. There's something about that, and again, off air, we briefly spoke about this, but you kind of find out that a lot of that overhead that you had really wasn't
Yeah.
doing anything, right?
Right. Right.
It was nice. It looked good, and it was it was a nice
Mm.
space, but was it necessary?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of feedback do you have for business owners on that?
I mean, I guess it depends entirely what you do
Mm-hmm.
as far as the space that you need, but I definitely didn't every step of my so I've been in three locations now for I've owned the business for 20 years. Started in 2005, and I had around 3,000 square feet, and it was like I designed the space, I put in everything I wanted, and it was awesome. And when we downsized, we went to 1,500 square feet, and I'm like, I totally could have done everything I did here in 1,500 square feet, and now I'm in I don't even know what the garage is. It's not that big. And I'm like, I totally could have started here and saved thousands and thousands of dollars. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't go back just because I've learned stuff along the way, right? But I
Sure.
definitely I could have made do with what I had now and probably spent more time with my family and had just as much success as a business owner had I started small and built up rather than starting with this huge vision of this is what I want and
Yeah, I
so
see that a lot where, you know, people will start a business and then they buy the $80,000 pickup truck to tow their lawn mowing
mm,
trailer around, and I'm like, guys,
right.
that really is going to be a weight that's going to come back and bite you at
Yeah,
some point,
yeah,
when a $6,000 pickup
absolutely.
would have done the same job, you know.
Uh-huh.
And you wouldn't
Right,
even been
right.
sad when you scratch it, right?
Yeah, right. So true.
No, I think that's beautiful that got to walk through that and see, gosh, man, I
Mm,
can do just as much business this way, and there's these other fringe benefits, and sure, you don't have the pretty
yeah,
office space
yeah.
and the fancy gym and 3,000 square feet of overhead.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yep. And there's nothing pretty about my gym anyway. There never has been. So
It's all utility.
it's all rocks and tree trunks and
What
but
what do you find? Because all I see, man, I see every time I see you, you're lifting a rock somewhere, and recently you did
uh
that post about you're having a birthday. Will you talk to what's going on there? You did some special tour.
yeah. So there's a lot of historic stones around the world. Like Scotland has a big group of historic stones across the country, and Iceland and Japan has them, and Sweden has them, and like all over the world there are historic stones that people have been lifting for hundreds of years. And they used to be like there are different reasons for them, kind of like they would be testing stones for if you wanted to get a job working on this ship, you had to prove your ability to be a capable hand on the ship or whatever, or sailor or whatever. So if you can pick up this rock, yeah, you have the job. If you can't, sorry, you're not capable enough. And or on a farm. So a lot of them are on farms where you had to prove your worth as a farmhand by being able to pick up this rock. And there's other legends of rocks where like if you could pick up this rock, then you get to marry the farmer's daughter or whatever. So
Oh man,
historic stones are kind of a fun like it's fun history to look at different stones around the world. But anyway, there's a guy here in Utah, Ryan Stewart, he's legitimately one of the best stone lifters in the world, and and he's traveled to all of these countries and done these historic stone tours in all these different countries. And he several years back decided to make a similar thing here in Utah called the Utah Stones of Strength. And so there are stones all over Utah that have been designated as this is part of the stone lifting tour. And so it's 15 to 20 stones. I don't know an exact number, but I took one of the maps from the Utah Stones of Strength and decided for my 48th birthday I would see how many of them I could lift in 48 hours. And it's not, I mean, it's not a lot of reps, right? I tried 13 stones. So that doesn't sound like a lot in 48 hours, but there's a lot of driving involved.
I was going to ask you what the
I Yeah, I
range of
haven't
these
added it
was.
up yet, but I bet it's so Moab is the furthest stone away that I went to, and that's 5 hours from where I live. And then a lot of going all over the place to and from there as well. So I put in probably 15 to 20 hours of driving over 2 days. And then I did sleep the night at home one night in between. And so that doesn't leave me as much time. Like I was busy for 2 days in a row going to stones and trying to lift them. And there's a lot of fatigue too, because they're big stones. Like even though you're only picking it up once, it kind of wrecks you. so
What kind of weight are you talking about?
so the smallest one was 232 pounds. And the next smallest that I lifted was 280, and it goes up from there. Like the two biggest stones are 555 pounds and 528 pounds. And I was unsuccessful. I didn't lift either of those, but lifted several in the 300s, and then the 232 and a couple in the upper 200s.
So what do you consider a lift? Is it just off the ground
So
or is it
there's there's different levels. So several of the stones you have to pick up and set on they call it a plinth. It's either a tree stump that's about chest height or another big boulder that you're setting these rocks on at chest height. But a lot of the other rocks that you're not setting on something, a successful lift depends. You can, if you get it to your waist or to your lap, that's considered a successful lift. To
okay?
your chest is like the next step up. That's a better lift if I can get it chest height. And then some really, really strong people can shoulder rocks that big, but I'm not one of those guys. so,
They can
so
shoulder over 500 pounds.
no, no, no.
Oh,
That would be amazing. I've seen people shoulder like 400-pound stones, and that's just insane. I don't understand. but like with the 320, 330-pound stones, people can shoulder them, and
that's insane.
it's wild to me. Yeah, right.
So tell me this, man. I'm just out of curiosity. You're driving to these stone lifts, and you're spending hours in the car,
Yes.
and then you get out. You got to be doing some kind of a warm up before you grab a hold of these big suckers.
Not really. No,
No?
no. Some people will bring. So, I did not. Nope. Some people will bring like a kettlebell and do some kettlebell squats and swings and stuff. I mostly just walked up to them and tried them. So, not the best idea, probably, but
I've
it's
done
all
that
right.
where go ahead, Arlo.
I was just gonna say I had a family. I had a car full of kids and my wife, and like throwing extra weights in the car just didn't seem like a very good idea.
Did, what was I going to ask you here? I've done these road trips where I go, travel out for my company Salt, and I'll go to different events
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah.
And
Right.
a lot of times I'll meet with gym owners that in Jiu Jitsu schools and stuff. But man, after I've been in the car for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, I don't want to grapple, man. I get there and I'm like, I am so stiff from just sitting in the car all day.
Uh-huh.
To get on the mat seems
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. So yeah, you're a wild man, not having a warm up there.
By the time I get out of the car, I'm ready to move, ready to do something because I've been sitting so long, I think. And
Oh man.
so I would rather do something active, even though I'm stiff and whatever from being in the car. But
What what other types of lifts do you do? You mentioned tree stumps, you mentioned you mentioned kettlebells in there, but what's your kind of daily workout look like?
so it varies. I don't do as much strength training now. I mean, I do a lot of strength training, but not kind of traditional wise. Like I'm in the gym all day long, so I'll do little bits and pieces of stuff here and there rather than setting aside an hour to work out, if that makes sense. Like I'll do a few reps here, a few reps there, and then I grapple a lot. Like I'm on the mats probably 7 or 8 times a week. And so I do enough to maintain strength and to try and get stronger, but it's not real structured like you would expect from a strength and conditioning coach.
I
Definitely big movements. I do a lot of upper back work, a lot of row variations, a lot of deadlifts. I do try and lift stones as often as possible, just because they are like it's full body and they don't have handles, so they're more awkward, harder to hold on to, which is totally like if you're grappling somebody that doesn't want you to hold on to them, right? So, and then with the art of lift jitsu too, in my book, we do a lot of partner exercises too, where I'm actually lifting a person in various ways. There's a ton of different ways to mimic other exercises with a person, or just do complete full body, I'm picking you up and doing this with you kind of stuff. So I lift people quite a bit too, rather than traditional weights.
I'd be really curious to see what that looks like, man. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
yeah, for sure.
any of that from you. What is just fitness advice that you would give everyone? And the reason I'm asking it that way is because you mentioned that your workouts now kind of consist of little pieces here and there throughout the day.
Yeah.
And that kind of maintains, it sounds like it maintains a good level of fitness by being consistent, even though it's small. So
yes. So I think that the thing to keep in mind is that I'm doing the other stuff as well. Like I am grappling a lot, and that maintains strength too, right? So basic advice for anyone is just make sure you're moving and doing something active every day. Whatever that is that you're drawn to, that you enjoy doing, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it probably, right? So pick something you enjoy doing and make sure you're moving every single day. Because I'm grappling almost every day, I maintain a lot of strength that way, and then I just kind of supplement with my workouts in the gym. So
beautiful. Can we move on to some lighter, fun questions?
of course, absolutely.
All right. What you've got one of our rash guards that says "Go earn your salt" on front, just like this.
Yes.
Or I think in the rash guard it's
yeah.
actually on the back. But what does the term "Go earn your salt" mean to you?
I mean, I think my interpretation of it is that you need to be out there working hard to, I don't know. I've never really thought about it before. It makes sense to me. Go earn your salt. Just putting in the work, I guess, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, that it's not going to happen without consistent hard work.
Yeah, that's actually beautifully said. You know, it's not going to
good.
work without consistently
I
hard
passed.
work.
No.
No, it is what does it mean to you? And I do mean that, but that's how I think about it too. Is
Okay.
do something that, gosh, makes you valuable to someone else, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Favorite pastime? We've talked about jiu-jitsu, talked about lifting stuff. Do you have any other things you do, hobbies you partake in?
So beach volleyball is definitely one of my favorites. I had to scale that back because I have neck issues, and looking up was not good for me, and that's every single part of volleyball. So
Yeah. That's something you're dealing with now, like currently?
yeah. So I pretty much retired from volleyball for the most part. I don't remember. It's been 7 or 8 years ago, if not longer. So I have 5 bulging discs in my neck, and they pinch the nerves, and so my arm goes numb, and I can't pick stuff up. But since I've eliminated volleyball, it's helped a bunch, and I can manage it a lot better. But beach volleyball is definitely a favorite pastime for sure.
So those jiu-jitsu buddies, and you tell them you got a sore neck, that's the first thing they grab, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, bulging disc. Let's twist on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I
so
do the same for them.
this is yeah, good. This is a bit of a off question here, but when you're dealing with an injury like that, how do
Uh-huh.
you continue your workouts with this injury? How do you what's your what's your protocol? Business owners, I want to talk to you for a second. Do you have a retail space inside your location? If so, I want you to think about something. Your customers are buying electrolytes. You know that, right? The problem is they're not buying them from you. Well, Salty Electrolytes can help fix that with their wholesale program. They can bring these sales to you in-house so that your customers get the electrolytes they love from the company they love, you. All you have to do is head over to goearnyourSalt.com and scroll to the bottom of the page and click Apply for Wholesale. Do it now before you forget. I know your type, I'm one of you. Once again, that's goearnyourSalt.com. The link is at the bottom of the homepage. There will also be a link in the description on this video. And now, my friends, go earn your salt.
Right, right. So, I've figured out like the things that trigger it I need to avoid, and I need to start listening to my body sooner. So the biggest issue when it was the worst and I ended up having to give up volleyball for the most part, I would try and push through it, which doesn't work with with nerve pain, right? It just makes it worse. So listening to my body a little more and just being a little more proactive in rehab type stuff. Like I do a lot of cervical traction, which has been a game changer for me.
Is that
And
the
then
little thing that
massage
wraps
and
around your neck and
so
stretches you?
there's a lot of different ways to do it. Yeah, that would be cervical traction. Yeah, so that takes pressure off of the nerves by creating more space between the vertebrae. So I guess the biggest thing is just listening to my body and having a good idea of what I need to do to keep it in check.
What do you find with, you mentioned your neck, and sometimes I find, sometimes it's counterintuitive, right? I've had those kinks before, we're all grappling and somebody's reefing on your neck, and you find,
Yeah.
man, the next day it's, I can't quite turn my head this way. But
Right,
I
right.
find there's like an opposing muscle deal, right? And it seems to
Uh-huh.
me, and you tell me if this is accurate, but if I get a tight muscle on this side, you're always wanting to stretch the tight one, but sometimes it's this one compensating, right? Isn't it this one pulling?
Yeah. A lot of times it is. Yeah, yeah.
What do you recommend
Yep.
there?
So
What's your thoughts on it?
So to go back to my book, no, I have all that in my book too.
Cool.
So for common injuries and addressing common injuries, a lot of times the pain shows up not where the issue is. Just like you're saying, whether it be knee pain, whether it be back pain, whether it be neck pain. A lot of times with neck pain, it's actually a result of rounded forward shoulders where everything's tight in the front and then your neck has to be in a funny position to function normally, right? And so I kind of, rather than focusing on one side, I treat bilaterally. Like I'll work on both sides, but generally there's something that will make it feel better. And it could be different for each person, and just kind of identifying what I need to do to make it feel better goes a long ways. And there's a lot of like self massage techniques. So I work on sore necks all the time as a massage
I
therapist.
bet.
But there are some things that you can do yourself too, and they're kind of awkward. And like, just an example, not awkward like you might be thinking awkward, but it's kind of hard to work on yourself sometimes. So
Sure.
like one thing would be, you have a muscle that attaches your sternum and your clavicle and the mastoid process, which is a bone right behind your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And so to work that by yourself, like it's easy for a massage therapist to do, but to work it yourself, you have to turn your head and kind of grab it like this and pinch it. And it's super awkward, but it helps and it makes it feel better. So yeah, so just a lot of stuff like that. Things that I kind of focus on. When my neck is tweaked, I will usually roll the back of my neck with, I make these peanuts, where it's two balls taped together, rather than a lacrosse ball like some people do. I use
Hmm.
T-balls, which are the soft baseball, little kid baseball,
Yeah.
because there's a little more give and they're a little bigger than a T-ball. So I'll tape those together and roll from the base of my skull down to my mid upper back. And then I'll do the cervical traction. You can do it with a band, you can do it with a traction unit. And usually if I can do those two things, it helps, and makes a big difference. If not, I'll go see a massage therapist that I trust, or I have a physical therapist that I spend a lot of time with when things are broken, and she's really good for me. But
What do you look for in a massage therapist? You said you
what do I
mentioned.
look for in a massage therapist?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I don't do a lot of the like spa type massage, feel good massage. I usually go for someone who's trained in myofascial release or structural integration or something like that. And really it comes down to getting worked on by different people and then deciding who's going to help me the most.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you go for the torture massage or something.
I do. Yes. Yep.
Come out of there with bruises and yeah, I
For
love it.
sure.
What is something quirky about you that others don't know?
Something quirky. Oh, interesting. I so I would say I don't know if it's quirky or not, but something that people wouldn't expect is that I'm lazy. And so, and I'm being honest, like I really am. Like that's a lot of the big goals that I set and the things that I do that seem kind of out there and kind of extreme are things that they're goals that I've set for myself because I know I have to put in the work to be able to do it. So I can't like it's easy for me to it's not when my wife's home because she's like on me about sitting around, but it's easy for me to sit down on on the couch and just hang out and I'm happy and I'm content and it's easy for me to get sucked into doing that. But if I have this huge goal that I'm like I know I need to put in the work, then I'm going to be a lot more disciplined about preparing for it. So I always have to set big goals every year. I'll generally pick two or three huge things for the year where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing this year, and I need to be actively working towards them, or it's not going to happen.
That's
But yeah,
cool. It's cool because of this, because there's without a goal, we tend to just be aimless, right? So it's easy to just
yeah,
go,
yeah, absolutely.
why not
Yeah,
sit on the couch, right?
uh-huh.
I'm mega guilty of that too. I have that same tendency where it's just like, well, I don't have anything going on. It's like
Yeah,
I
right.
met this sales goal at work, great, but then what was my goal over here?
Uh,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so just for the kind of achievement minded person having that, and you said it well that it's a goal that's big enough that you have to put in the work.
Yes, right, right.
I always think about when I was into running a lot. That was kind of my sport of choice for a long time.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah.
a 5K to me was like, I can just do that.
Yes, right, right.
A full marathon was like, that kind of dominates too much of my life. But a half marathon, I always felt like I have to put in the work, but it's not life
Yeah, yeah,
dominating,
yeah.
right? It's in
Right,
between. It's that
right,
kind of
right.
that was a fun balance for me. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yes. Yep. And I struggle with that balance sometimes. It's easy for my goals to dominate to dominate my thinking and then other things get neglected. But yes, it needs to be a big enough goal that your chance of success if you don't put in the time, it's you're not gonna reach it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Arlo, you go to a restaurant and you order a hamburger.
Okay.
The hamburger comes to you with the veggies below the patty. Is that acceptable?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So this is kind of funny childhood memory. I could flip it over. No, I'm
It's
just
not the
kidding.
same. Then the
No, it's fine.
sesame seeds are upside down.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, wouldn't bother me very much. But my my mom will still give me a hard time growing up about like if she would make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, half the time I'd tell her, you put the peanut butter on the wrong side. Like, and she'd try and flip it over, and I'd be like, no, it's on the wrong side. So this hamburger thing is pretty funny because
So
apparently I used to be a lot less tolerant of stuff like that.
it's funny because I have an uncle who, if you made a sandwich, but the pieces of bread weren't, you know, if you flip them over, they don't match, right? The little
Oh,
ears on
right,
top
right.
don't match. And if
Yep.
you did that to him, he wouldn't eat the sandwich. And
Oh, that's funny.
I joke about the hamburger thing. I'll just eat it no matter how it comes to me. But
Yeah.
it does bother me for whatever reason. It's like, it shows up that way. I'm kind of like, why? Were you just trying to be different? Now you're
Oh,
being nerdy. No.
that's funny.
Um, Arlo, have you ever been in a fight? Not on the jiu-jitsu mats.
No, nope. I mean, unless you count elementary school,
I count it.
but okay, yes. Yep, I have.
Tell me about it.
I got beat up. No, so, so it would have been, trying to think, I think I was in fourth grade, and I had a buddy who was overweight, and a fifth grader was making fun of my buddy. And so I called him out on it and told him to stop. And he beat me up.
No,
So, but
you've got the demeanor, even as an adult, where you seem like you just get along with everybody. So
I do get along with most people, yeah.
yeah, it's so funny because you are the stereotypical, very dangerous man who just never comes across that way.
Well, I wasn't in fifth grade for sure, fourth grade for sure.
I love it. Scariest moment of your life.
Scariest moment of my life. There were, there've been a couple. So first one, actually a couple of them were just last year, but
Oh wow.
but leading up to that, probably it would have been around 2003 probably. I did a lot of service work in Mexico. We would work at this orphanage. We'd go down for anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to work at an orphanage in Mexico. And there was one time I was in Mexico. We were playing basketball on a basketball court in a little town, and all of a sudden, like 5 police trucks come out, and all these police officers jump out, and they are carrying like machine guns and stuff, and they're yelling at everybody. And I didn't speak Spanish at the time very well, and I had no idea what they were saying, and they're lining us all up. And that was pretty terrifying because I had no idea what was going on. Afterwards, my buddy that was with me, who spoke Spanish very well, he explained they were looking for drugs, and if they would have found any, we probably all would have been thrown in jail. And so it was good that nobody found any, but that was scary.
Yeah.
More recently, last summer, I had a couple of different things, and they both involved thunderstorms. So we were my son and I. They both involved my 15-year-old too. So we almost died a couple of times last year. But he's stronger for it, I'm sure.
So
No, so
it was lightning.
yeah. So the first one. We were on the Big Hole River in Montana on a drift boat, and a huge storm came up, and so we're trying to get off the water, and it was in a rougher section where we couldn't really get off the water, and we got close to the shore, and I jumped out over my head, couldn't touch like I thought I could probably. Anyway, even we got I guess it was before that, we're still in the drift boat going down the river, and we hear these huge cracks, and these trees are literally falling around us. Like the wind is terrible, and it's blowing down these big
Wow.
old dead trees. Like the trunks are like 12 to 18 inches around, and it's snapping them off, and they're falling all around us. And so we're in the middle of the river going through this huge stand of trees, and we're like, do we get out like off the river into those trees that are falling everywhere? And it passed. We were all right. We got out. We hunkered down for 15 or 20 minutes until the lightning stopped and the wind died down. But that was scary. And then, sorry, dude, you want to?
No, keep talking. That's
Okay.
that is a quandary,
So
man. I don't know what you do in that situation, right?
I wasn't sure either. I'm like, obviously, you get out of the boat off the river, but now the trees are falling down all around us, and we're going to get smashed by a giant tree. So, yeah, so didn't know. And I'm like, this is like the stories you read about where, oh, he just went out fishing with his dad and they never came back, right? I'm like, this is how it's going to end right here. No, but
Oh man.
next one also involved fishing. So we were at Fontanelle Reservoir in Wyoming, and they have burbot there, which are a night feeding fish, and they love the rocks. And so we're camping on one side of the lake, and over on the other side are some really nice looking rocks where we're like, I think we can catch burbot over there, but we have to wait till it gets dark, right? And paddle over there. And so we paddle. It Looking back, it was a bad decision. I mean, it had been stormy. There were clouds. It wasn't a good idea. But we had one more night that we were going to be there. And my son and I, as the sun's going down, we're like, okay, we're going to paddle across the lake as fast as we can and fish for a couple hours. And right about the time we get there, dark thunderclouds, lightning starts flashing, right? And the wind gets really bad again. Similar situation, except now we're on a lake and we're on the opposite side from our campsite. Smart thing to do would have been just to get out on the shore and weather it out over there against the rocks. But we didn't have self-service, and my wife was on the other side, and I'm like, she is going to freak out if we're not back. Like, she's going to think the worst, assume the worst. And so we are going to paddle as hard as we can now back to camp and get there as fast as we can, forget about fishing, whatever, and just get back to the rest of the family. And we started across, and like within 5 minutes, it was all out thunderstorm, and there's lightning all around us, and the waves are like crashing over the top of us. And by then we're committed. And it was dark, right? Because we went over there in the dark to fish in the dark.
Yeah.
And that's something else. I've been in storms in the light, and that's one thing because you can kind of see what's going around. You couldn't see anything, and these waves are hitting you out of nowhere. And then the only time you could see was when the lightning's flashing right next to you, and it lights up the whole sky, and you see these giant waves. And we're in this kayak just paddling as hard as we could. I think it took us 20 minutes to paddle over there. And on the way back, it took us over an hour just going like full effort as hard as we possibly could into the waves. And we're pointed right into the waves, just trying to make it to the other side. Because if you go sideways, it's going to flip you over. And so it was the same kind of thing where I'm like, this could be it. This could be how I'm going to die right here on this lake with my son. Oops, sorry. But anyway,
Yeah.
we've made better decisions this year on our adventures. But
Well, it makes a cool story afterwards, right?
Right, absolutely. Oh, the other funny thing. So back at camp, my wife, we had like a 6-person tent, I guess. All of our stuff in it. The wind literally picked up the tent and blew it probably 200 yards with everybody's stuff in it. And stuff's falling out as it's going, and her cell phone ended up in a tree somewhere. It was crazy. So we got back, and she was really grateful that we made it back. Obviously, she's crying, hugging my son, and then we find out like our stuff's scattered all over the place. And all of our stuff is wet, soaked with rain, but anyway.
That's wild, man. That's wild. Arlo, what's something on your bucket list you want to do in the future?
Something on my bucket list. That's a good question.
Got a
It seems
frog
like
in
it
my
should
throat
be an
here.
easy one. Oh, you're good. You're good. I guess for now, my bucket list is to pull a truck for 26 miles in in October.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget, tell us the dates of that again.
So it's October 24th is when I will start. I I'm starting at noon on the 24th, pulling solo, and then the team event will start at 6 a.m. on the 25th on
the
Saturday.
25th.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's that website again?
It's 10miletruckpull.com.
Nice. Arlo, what's your favorite book? Something you recommend everyone would read?
Oh, there's several of them probably. So from the fitness realm, there's a book called Never Let Go by Dan John, and it's a fantastic book. He's a fun read, and a lot of great stories and good advice in the book. Never Let Go by Dan John.
Never Let Go.
Never Let Go. Yep. I'm a huge fan of John Grisham books. I like most of everything he writes. And then
I don't know if I've ever read
Go
John
ahead.
Grisham. What's his?
Okay, so he's a lawyer. He does like crime dramas. Like there've been movies out of his books too, like The Firm, The Pelican Brief,
Okay.
A Time to Kill. Those are all John Grisham books. Loved Louis L'Amour growing up, westerns. Man, read most of those. Have most of those.
I've read a couple of those, but only a couple, and they were fun though.
They were a big part of my childhood.
My wife and I were just talking about those recently. We were on a walk and we passed one of those kind of little, I don't know, kiosk libraries that people put their, out on a trail somewhere where they got books. You just swap them out, and they had some Louis L'Amour in there. She asked me about those. I was like, oh yeah, I've listened to a couple of those on audiobooks. Well, awesome, man. Well, where can you be found on social media stuff? What's your
I have two different. I'm on Facebook, Arlo Gagestein, and then I'm on Instagram more. And if you look up Arlo Gagestein, two of them will pull up. One is my Art of Lift Jitsu, for if you're more into jiu-jitsu, that's the page for you. And then the other one, A Gagestein, is just my personal one, and I talk more about truck pulling and stuff on that one. So, just look up Arlo Gagestein. It'll pull them both up.
Yeah, there's fun stuff to be had on either one, man. It's fun to kind of keep up with that. So,
yeah,
awesome, my friend. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on, dude. I've been really looking forward
Thanks
to
for
chatting
having
with
me
you for a long time.
Right.
Hopefully we get a chance to get on the mats again one day, and you can beat me up.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we'll see. But I'd love to roll with you for sure.
That would be fun, dude. All right, Arlo, go earn your salt, my friend.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it,
dude. Thanks so much.
Take care, Riley.
Hey, you've just finished up this episode, and I want to know, who should I be speaking to? Do you know someone who's a getting after kind of person, who's an earn your salt type of a human? If so, have them message me directly on Instagram at the Go Earn Your Salt podcast, and let's see if we can get them on this show. Also, if you like this content, subscribe and share. Let your friends know, and hopefully this podcast will help them and you go earn your salt.